Get ready to rumble. Schilling Show Unleashed on the Seven Thunders Media Network. Former city councilor, husband, father, and community watchdog. Your host, Rob Schilling.
Hello, Facebook friends, and welcome to the Schilling Show Unleashed, a special Facebook Live broadcast here on a Saturday morning. But for whenever you're seeing it, welcome and thanks for joining us. You can support these podcasts and special live events online at shillingshow.com through Patreon, and we appreciate your support. Today's topic is the lawn at the University of Virginia, which I now refer to as the sewer at the University of Virginia. I want to just tell you, first of all, this is not meant to be insulting to anybody who has fondness for UVA in their heart. In my own family, my wife spent the better part of a decade at the University of Virginia getting her master's and her doctorate degrees. We spent a lot of money and a lot of time there, and by and large, she had a very good experience. But things have changed since then, and I'm letting you know right now how bad things have gotten at the University of Virginia. I know there are many people from previous generations who love this place, who had excellent experiences there. This is not to take away what you've experienced or what's in your heart about the University of Virginia, but I have to tell you today, because there are very few people who will tell you the reality of what's happening and why this is becoming a fallen institution. It will be helpful for us to go back just a little bit in history to Mother Teresa Sullivan, the previous president at the University of Virginia. Mother Teresa Sullivan was brought in essentially to bring peace to the university, to be some sort of virtue signal. Mother Teresa being a woman, that she could come in and run this institution that's only been run by men before. But it was a failed experiment, not because Mother Teresa Sullivan was a woman, but because Mother Teresa Sullivan was not prepared to handle the University of Virginia. She just didn't have it in her. And the many things that happened there during her tenure, including the attempt to fire her, the failed attempt, and then after that failed, her second tenure, that is, she was shoved out the back door with a nice little golden parachute. And we should also remember that Mother Teresa Sullivan forged very close ties with the Communist Chinese between the University of Virginia and the Chinese government. That has been documented. I can prove it to you. If you don't believe me, just send me an email and I'll send you the information. So Mother Teresa Sullivan failed. They brought in Diamond Jim Ryan. Diamond Jim Ryan was brought in to be a yes man. And if there's ever been a weaker president of the University of Virginia, I think even Mother Teresa Sullivan had a better and stiffer backbone than Jim Ryan does. Please let me know about it. I'm not aware of it. You talk about a yes man and a weak president. The guy who's getting paid $1.6 million to run this university into the ground, which is what he's doing, as everyone just sits back and watches. You know, as I see him, as I hear him speak, he exudes weakness. That's not a good quality for a university president, unless, of course, you want somebody who's going to do whatever you say as a board of visitors that is politically correct. Today's issue is the lawn, and I want to do this by showing you what's going on the lawn, and I'll show you some pictures. I took a recent trip there early one morning, hoping not to find anybody awake, and just document what's going on down there. But I should tell you that it was once an honor to live on the lawn. I don't believe it is anymore, and that's very, very sad. There was a strong vetting process. We would qualify you. We would check to see what your background was, what sort of worldview you had, how you conduct yourself. I think all those things are gone. Either that or whoever's vetting these people has failed as badly as you possibly could fail. There are rules of conduct for attending the university and for living on the lawn. Residents respect the lawn, this is a rule now, as the public face of the University of Virginia. And the residents and the people who are in the University of Virginia must conduct themselves in a manner that is civil. Now, I'm going to show you a few things in just a moment, now that you know that, and see if this comports with what the University of Virginia is asking. It's just unbelievable. So here's what I saw when I went down to the lawn. This is the first one. This is the one that got all manner of attention because we blew up a story on shillingshow.com. And then it was picked up by Brit Hume and Fox News. And then a lot of people found out about it. So this is the famous F-bomb UVA with the KKK cops and the genocide, slavery, disability. What are you even doing there if that's the way you feel? That makes you a first-class hypocrite, whoever lives in this room. Let's go to the next one. This is a tag-along, I'll call it. And this one, I guess, liked what the first one did and decided to kind of mimic the sign. Why are you angrier about a swear word than 200 years of white supremacy? It's a false dichotomy, and it's a ridiculous argument. It's some spoiled, petulant little brat who on your tax dollars is getting a free ride at the University of Virginia. I'd rather turn that pavilion number 10, is that what they call it, into a bathroom than have that resident living there. Don't they have to walk way down the lawn to go to the bathroom? Maybe that could be a new communal bathroom. Here's the next one. This one at least had the dignity to put in asterisks instead of spelling the word out, but we all know what that is and what a pig lives here. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but that's piggish. We'll call it someone who is piggish. The next one I thought was really funny, and it may be hard for you to see it, but up at the top there's a little poster right next to the number 6, which says stay 6 feet apart. But the poster next to it says UVA is a waste of money. Now, if you're living on the lawn and you think UVA is a waste of money, you should immediately self-vacate. But if it's such a big waste of money, why are you making me and everybody else who's watching right now pay for you to live on the lawn and have the privilege of doing so? You need to leave. You are a waste of money. And finally, just to put a little icing on the cake, to add a little spice to everything, this was here comparing the President of the United States to a sexually transmitted disease. Oh, how clever. This is the caliber of people that Diamond Jim Ryan is now allowing to live on the lawn in UVA. So where do we go now? Well, there are a number of people who have reached out to Jim Ryan. They are alumni. They have very, very deep pockets, and they're threatening to withhold money. I hope they do. Brit Hume has called for this, but there's been a number of others, Aubrey M. Daniel III and Bert Ellis and others, who have communicated directly with Jim Ryan and the Board of Visitors. They're getting absolutely nowhere. These people have dug their heels in. They're claiming, we've talked to our attorneys and this is a First Amendment issue. You know, they're trying to laud themselves for doing something wonderful. Instead, they're just showing incredible weakness. As the leadership of the University of Virginia, they all should be removed. It doesn't appear this is going to happen. So is the lack of money going to get their attention? If the donors and the deep pockets at the University of Virginia decide we're not giving more money to you because of what you're doing there, is this going to change their ways? You know, I think if enough people decided to do that, it probably would. But if the dollars being withheld do not bring restoration to the University of Virginia, we're going to see this victim of modern day wokeness and wussification known as UVA withering in obscurity and obsolescence, clinging to their godlessness and their gunlessness at UVA. And you know what? They'll soon be coming for Thomas Jefferson as well. That's next on the list. You think Diamond Jim Ryan's going to stand up for Thomas Jefferson? No way. He doesn't have the spine to do it. And I have a question to leave you with. What is UVA without money, prestige, and Thomas Jefferson? And the answer is pretty much nothing. Hey, the Schilling Show Unleashed podcast. It's online at shillingshow.com, and we'll see you soon.